So what do you do once you have your first set of diamond tools? Well, while I was gone, Jared built a nether portal, and we decided that, hey, the next move is going to the nether. So I started placing some gravel in order to mine some flint, and as I started destroying some of it, one of the pieces got glitchy, and I had my very own pet. It was my pet glitched gravel block, and I named her Susan, and she was my best friend for a long period of time. But I killed all of Susan's sisters and used them for their beautiful flint that I could use to make arrows. Because what's the nether without arrows? So how did the nether go? Did Susan ever die like her fellow siblings? And what's gonna happen in the next episode? Find out, well, in the next episode. You're telling me that when I mine diamonds, I don't get XP? I don't get XP from breeding? I don't get XP from mining any ores or smelting them? How in the world do I get XP? Oh, only by killing mobs. Yeah, it's a struggle to get XP in version 1.0 of Minecraft. It's like you just grind, and next thing you know, after 2 hours, you're at level 3. I'll be at level 30 in no time. I have a way around this. I'm just gonna go to the nether, like I said in the last episode, mine some nether quartz, and next thing you know, I'll actually be level 30. Alright, where is this nether quartz at? Okay, it must be a little bit more rare in this version, but I know I'm gonna find some, and I'm gonna be a high level in no time. You're telling me there's no nether quartz in this version? God! Welcome back to the Minecraft 1.0 experience, the series where some friends and I go all the way back to 2011 in Minecraft version 1.0 and try to play the game until we beat the Ender Dragon. No fancy mechanics, no biomes, no shipwrecks, none of this crazy nonsense, just good old-fashioned mining and crafting. So let's hop into this video. Yeah, so at the end of the last episode I mentioned, hey, it's time to go into the nether. Wow, how exciting. I bet we're gonna find a lot of nether quartz and get our XP up pretty high. Yeah, no, there's not even nether quartz in this version. You know how disappointed I was? But whatever, man, we're already in the nether. We might as well explore and go find a nether fortress. So we walked and walked for a long time and eventually found one. Nolan got lost during the process, but we did find one, so that's all that matters. So Jared and I started fighting some blaze, and for some reason, even though it was on hard mode, the blaze seemed a lot easier than they should have been. I don't know if I was bad at the game back in the day, which I probably was to be honest, but I don't remember blaze being this easy. Even in modern Minecraft, I feel like they're harder than this. Regardless, we did fight through quite a few, we got a decent amount of blaze rods, and we're back on our way to return to the surface. Hey man, my name's Nolan, what do you think's gonna happen if I hit this zombie pigman? Smart move, Nolan, smart move. Now they're gonna assemble an army, and when we come back, guess who's on their hit list? Not me, because I didn't hit them, that's all you, buddy. So we returned back to the surface, and as I got back to my house, I noticed that it seemed a little eerie and quiet, and I didn't know why. Wait a minute, where's Susan? What happened to Susan, my best friend of 12 minutes? Where'd she go? And just like that, she was gone forever. You know, Susan and I had a really great life together, and I just wish it would have lasted a little longer. How long is it between 11:44 and 12:32 p.m.?
It's 23 hours until then.
What is the time difference between 11:44 p.m. and 12:32 p.m.?
It's 1:16 p.m.
Yeah, thanks Siri, I realize what time it is. How many minutes is it between 11:44 and 12:32?
It's 1,395 minutes until then.
Susan and I had some great time together. I don't know how many minutes it is because Siri won't tell me, but you know, I really miss her. It was a solid relationship, and maybe one day I'll find someone as great as Susan. I held her a funeral that nobody showed up to besides me, and then I went back on my daily life because I knew she was in a better place. So I built a brewing stand and went on my way mining some trees and stocking up on some wood like I needed to. Also, I forgot to mention I built a farm in the previous episode, so that was getting started, but it didn't seem to be growing very well. And now it is time to go back into the mines and get some more materials. Because the grind doesn't stop, baby! Those are probably the weakest claps I've ever heard in my life, and it really took away from the effect. I went into the mine shaft, killed some cave spiders and some skeletons, and explored for a little bit longer to try to find something cool. And guess what that something cool was? Oh yeah, diamonds, baby, that's what I like to see! And at this point, I actually had more diamonds than everybody else in the world, because like I said, the grind does not stop. But I'm not exaggerating when I say that I mined and explored for a long period of time. Like, I don't mean 10 minutes, I'm pretty sure it was upwards of like an hour. It paid off though, because at the end, I was pretty geared and I had a lot of materials. I did also find some more diamonds along the way, which was a great thing to add to my collection, and I was looking pretty good. I had 11 diamonds in my inventory, so you know what we had to do. 2011 Minecraft is not Minecraft without a secret chest, because you have friends, but can you really trust them with your diamonds? No, you can't. In fact, you can't trust them with anything, but I'll get to that later. So I hid a chest in a very secret, secure location that nobody's ever gonna find. In fact, I'm gonna be a secure guy, and I'm gonna blur my screen where nobody sees it. Nobody's gonna have any idea where this chest is, so Nolan, you better not get any ideas, bro. But now I realized that I was a little bit low on food, so I needed a better food source that was a little bit more long-term. So I had the idea to expand my farm. I mined some dirt, got some seeds, and eventually got a pretty solid little farm going. It was nothing crazy, but it worked. The good thing was, this was back in the days before bone meal took like 70 tries to work. It was just boom, click, and you have a fully grown crop. But I really didn't have enough bone meal, so I needed to make a mob spawner over by Nolan's old skeleton spawner. Remember before, I said it would come in handy later, and I wasn't lying. We did have one little problem though. I had absolutely no idea how to make a mob spawner. But don't worry, I know what I'm doing, bro. I'm an expert at Minecraft. I can do this without anybody's help whatsoever. Alright, so step number 1 is to clear it out into a perfect square and find a way to trap the mobs in one location. Easy peasy, let's throw down some water buckets. So all I really have to do here is to mine out a little hole where I can sit, and then they'll come over to me and I'll kill them and get a ton of bones and a ton of experience. Ow. Yo, can you come over here? Ow. Alright, we needed a new plan. Come on, Robokast, everybody knows all you have to do is take some water buckets and push them towards you. So I went to the surface, grabbed some water buckets, and set it up to be a perfect mob spawner. How does this work again? Okay, here we go. We got this. I think it's gonna work now. Look at that, they're coming right to me. This is perfect. Alright, maybe not. Maybe we need a third round of revisions. So eventually I got it to work where it had like multiple levels of water. So the water pushed them all one direction. When it stopped, they fell down to the next layer, which pushed them into a little tube, which at the bottom I could hit them from. Sounds pretty simple, right? Should work pretty well. Yeah, turns out it works so good that I actually didn't even have to hit them. For some reason, they were just so salty that they fell down this hole that they started fighting each other and they just killed each other for me. Yeah, I know, I wasn't getting any XP from this, but it would give me enough bone meal to get my farm started, and then I could come back later and fix the farm. Now that is what I call a solid wheat farm. The magic of one-click bone meal, if only it was still a thing. And for some reason, I had like a big addiction to mining, so I went back down into the mines, and guess what? I found even more diamonds. Kept mining, got some more materials, but towards the end of my trip, something was getting a little bit suspicious. Nolan kept laughing, and so did some other people, so I didn't know what was going on. They wouldn't tell me anything, but I was worried. Did they find my secret chest? Were they the ones who kidnapped Susan? Or were they doing something completely unforgivable that I would get revenge for? I was gonna say find out in the next episode, but you know what, I'll tell you right now. I got back to the surface to realize that my house had been completely filled with sand. From top to bottom, it was entirely full of sand. You know, I knew Nolan was up to no good. This was completely unacceptable, and I wasn't gonna deal with this bullying, okay? I spent a large amount of time on this house, and I think they're just jealous that they didn't even have a house. They were just jealous that I was upper class and they were peasants. You know, this is unacceptable, and we have to get revenge. Bro, are you kidding me? Get out of here, Nolan. The chase was on. It was time to avenge my house and get what I truly came for. Are you guys kidding me? Was this a good time to build walls around everything where it made it even harder for me to get him? Don't worry, I'm a parkour expert. Nolan, you are completely dead, bro. You have no shot. You know, he actually ended up having a shot because he got away. But Nolan, you made a mistake, my friend. He left his house completely open, so I figured I was gonna hide inside, and whenever he came back, I was gonna ambush him. I had 4 obsidian on me, and I was just like, you know what, Nolan, screw you. So I started placing it around his house, and then I had an idea. He said he was working on the mob spawner, so he wouldn't be back anytime soon. Which means about 30 minutes, an almost completely broken diamond pickaxe, and 46 obsidian later, my plan was about to go into action. You fill up my house with sand, I'll fill up your house with obsidian. So I placed all the obsidian, and the place started looking really nice. So I went back and got more obsidian, and then I placed that in his house as well. I made a little hint and said, hey Nolan, you should come check out your house, it looks really nice. And he's like, oh, what? Did you put sand in my house? So I waited for him. Eventually he showed up, and I would say that his reaction was pretty solid. I think he liked the place. So I hopped off, just to let the tensions cool down a little bit. Hopped back on in 5 minutes, ran 5 steps, logged off, hopped back on, ran away again, logged off again, logged back on, and eventually I got away scot-free. Honestly, I don't know if scot-free is a word, but what I meant to say is I got away without him being able to kill me. So it was a pretty solid experience. Now it's time to go back to my house and get a good night's sleep, knowing that nobody's gonna mess with me ever again. Are you kidding me, bro?